and welcome to the Uncle's channel. Thanks for watching today, and let's continue our journey to finish every single Game Boy, Game Boy Color game. Today focus on a game called Tetris Blast for the original Game Boy. Now if I could describe this game, I basically call it Tetris with bombs inside the pieces, and when you make combos or clear lines out, explosions go off, and the whole screen just erupts in chaos. Now there are different ways, of course, to strategize how the bombs are going to go off, or to build bigger bombs, or in one mode to actually like fight off enemies and whatnot. But I have to say, like, this is one of the best puzzle games I've played on the Game Boy, and it's a true shame like we didn't get more ports of this game here in the United States, because in Japan this game was called Bliss, and evidently like it was a huge craze over there. They had on the Super Famicom, they had like a DX version on the Game Boy Color. I think there might even be like a Switch re-release as well. And so evidently Bliss was a huge hit, and Tetris Blast was more of a whimper than a blast here in the United States. I don't even think Europe got it at all, which is a true shame because, like I said, this is a phenomenal puzzle game, and I cannot recommend it enough. Now, this particular game did get moved up in our queue a bit because Hot Wheels 555 requested in my earlier video, so naturally moved up into queue. If there's a game that you would like to see me cover sooner or later, let me know the name of the game in the comments down below, and just like Tetris Blast, I'll move it right on up in the queue. Now, I always start the videos off looking at the box art for the game first, and the box art for Tetris Blast is very symbolic of the game itself. You have the Tetris pieces falling down with little bombs hidden inside, and a blast going off in the center of the screen where the logo is coming out, and of course shattering to pieces because a blast is going off. It says Tetris returns with a blast, and of course that summarizes the game perfectly because as the title of the game is what happens in the game. I mean, it's just a overall good box art, but it's not as good as the Japanese box art, at least not for the Super Famicom version of it called Super Bomb Bliss, which shows a Tetris piece with a bomb inside of it. And there's just something really cool about this particular artwork, very retro looking, very 80s looking. Even though I know it came out in the 90s, I really do enjoy the Super Famicom artwork for Super Bomb Bliss. But let's go ahead and dive into the actual game. Now when you load the game up here, you do get a very short glimpse of the developer of the game's logo, Bulletproof Software. It looks like a lion or a cat that's a Native American at the same time. Reminds me a lot of the character Red from Final Fantasy VII, and obviously this was well before Final Fantasy VII was ever created. Possibly some inspiration there, I don't know, but I'd never seen this logo before, I'd never heard this company before, and I at least want to call some attention to it because they made a fantastic game. Now when you get to the actual title screen here, of course the logo is smack dab in the center, and there's music playing in the background, but the music is not like really catchy here, and truth be told, like none of the music in the entire game is very catchy, which is sort of odd because like puzzle games generally have like some of the all-time greatest catchy video game music, and none of these songs like really gripped me, but that's okay because the game is good in its own right, even without the music. Now you can do one player or two player. Two player obviously requires a link cable, so we're going to focus on the single player mode in order to get the credits to roll. And there are 3 different game modes you can choose from. There is contest, training, and fight. Training is basically going to teach you how to play the game. Contest is basically 25 levels, and you have to clear off the entire screen in order to advance to the next one. It's going to get progressively harder as you go. And fight basically puts a little alien or a little monster in the arena, and you have to continue to attack or blast a monster by making rows and causing explosions in order to kill the monster off. And so we're going to go through contest, and then we're going to go through the fight mode, because each of these different modes has their own credits that are going to roll with completely different animations. But let's talk about the contest mode. Now there are 25 predetermined levels or predetermined Tetris banks that you have to clear out in order to consider finishing the contest mode. Now as we're looking on the screen here, you can see the blocks are already on the screen, and those are the ones that you have to clear out and get every single block gone. And your Tetris pieces are going to begin to fall from the top of the screen. Now at first it looks exactly like regular Tetris. You're bringing them down, you're trying to make lines, clear them out, things like that. However, you're going to notice every Tetris piece has an individual bomb, at least one, sometimes more bombs in that particular piece. Now when you make a line, it usually clears out in regular Tetris. If there are no bombs in that line, nothing happens. And that's really disappointing at first, but if there's a bomb inside that line, an explosion is going to go off. And wherever there's a bomb, it's going to blow up 3 blocks to the left and 3 blocks to the right of that particular piece. Now if there are multiple bombs inside of a row, you clear the entire row out. If you clear out 2 rows at the same time and there's bombs in both of those, the explosion begins to grow. And also if you arrange the pieces to basically have 4 bombs all line up together, those 4 bombs will morph together to make an extra large bomb. And if you clear a row out that has an extra large bomb on it, prepare for an enormous blast that's going to send off a ricochet of other blasts throughout the entire Tetris board here, or throughout the entire Tetris glass. And so your goal here is just simply to blow up every single block on the screen, and then you have cleared that particular level. Now I'm not going to sit here and pretend like every single time I knew exactly what was going to blow up every time I went through a level. Sometimes you just simply blow up a massive bomb, sends off a ricochet, and you're like, sweet, I cleared the level. I didn't even realize it was going to go that particular fast. But there are sometimes like you're really just simply doing one row at a time, and it feels like it's taking an eternity while you're trying to build up these super bombs throughout the levels. Now, as far as like how much change there's going to be between level 1 and level 25, obviously every time you start to level up, there's going to be more Tetris pieces or more Tetris blocks to clear out the higher level it goes, and your individual pieces are going to fall a heck of a lot faster as well to try to make you die. However, like every time you end up dying, you can just simply restart at level immediately, or you can write down a password and you can just simply jump back into that level if you want to shut the game off for a while. So it's not going to be like a game over where you just simply can't try the same level over and over and over, and I really do appreciate that because it makes the game progress a heck of a lot faster. But the game does try to make it a little bit more interactive as you're journeying through the 25 levels instead of just doing one after the other, because every 5 levels you do get a little cutscene here of one of the Tetris Blast original characters dancing on like a little stage. You have the audience sort of waving their hands back and forth. The audience reminds me a little bit of the characters or the little bushes or I don't know, trees or some sort of vegetation on the map of Super Mario Bros. 3. It sort of bounces back and forth to the music. I don't know if it's the same or not. That's what I'm going to say it is. Sort of going back and forth. After the first 5 levels, you get like a little diamond. After the second 5 levels, one of the trees hops up on the stage, sort of dances around. After the next 5 levels, you get like a little slime slug that sort of dances back and forth. After the next one, you get a little slime worm that dances back and forth. And after all 25 levels, that is when the title is going to appear again, and the credits are going to begin to roll, and of course the Tetris piece begin to fall across the background. And it was actually here I saw the original title for the game because it said Bomb Bliss, and I was like, wait a second, what is Bomb Bliss? And that's when I looked it up, and as the Japanese title of the game, and like I said, an entire franchise that we just simply didn't get over here stateside. And I know I didn't go through like every single one of the 25 levels, but truth be told, they don't vary that much. It's just simply a puzzle game. Once you get the mechanics down, you're clearing out the stage, and it's pretty self-explanatory as you're journeying through it. There are no like really unique shapes that you're going to encounter, but I'm just here to tell you it's a lot of fun as you're going through it, and it's a very addictive gameplay. Now, like I said, there's another game mode you can go through, and this is called Challenge Mode. Now, at first I loaded up and I was like, Challenge Mode is like a just one player versus another player, sort of a mimic of like a 2-player link cable, but this is not what it is at all. Essentially, like the little characters that would jump up on the stage throughout the 1-player mode, these characters are going to be inside of the Tetris screen here, and as you're trying to clear out the lines one at a time, they're going to start adding blocks to the bottom to push the tower up faster toward the top to try to kill you, and they're also going to destroy just random blocks on the screen to sort of prevent you from getting your lines processed as fast as you want. Now, the goal of Challenge Mode is you're going to try to get bombs to go off as close as possible to these little creatures, and when the bombs go off, it's going to lower their health bar down the bottom right-hand corner, and your goal is to ultimately kill off that little monster inside of your Tetris I guess container here. You do not have to clear off all the individual pieces. You just simply have to kill that monster that is on the screen. Now you can start on easy, medium, or hard, and I started off on hard because I was like, I've already finished the 1-player mode. This should be a piece of cake. I load up and I go against a little monster called Squidly with his mocking little dance moves you can see down here as he's doing all of his normal stuff. But he is incredibly difficult. I bet it took me probably 4 or 5 tries just to take him out, and I only died like maybe 2 or 3 times in the entire 25 levels of the 1-player mode, but just simply trying to get all these bomb combos and trying to get it all done before it gets all the way to the top of the screen. Incredibly difficult. But then when you finish him up, you get to go against a character called Doug Grub, and he's going to be basically eating huge portions of what you're trying to make lines out of. Really throws you off here. You can see his eating animation. Level 7 is a character called Shadow. He can do like lights out where it like freezes your piece. You can't rotate it in any form or fashion. Just drops it down, which like really messes you up there. And then in level 8, you go against a character called B-Boy, and he's just extraordinarily fast as far as like eating your pieces away and raising that level up. And he also regains his health very, very fast at the same time. And you have to like really be on your A game to just get like bomb explosion after bomb explosion, getting those combos, getting those 4 individual pieces to come together to make the larger bombs to really take these characters out. And this mode here, I have to say, like I was not expecting it to be better than the other 1-player mode. I think I actually enjoyed this particular game mode more than the other mode because there's like an individual mission and like the hectic nature of it. It just really sucked me in. But once you do defeat B-Boy, at this point you get another credit scene. Little fireworks are going off in the background. The credits begin to roll again. And it also says at the end, if you press B, 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 B start, you can actually get a secret game mode, which is going to be like a even harder version of the challenge mode that we just completed. And I guess if you complete that, you may get a special prize. I haven't gone through it yet, but I have full intentions of doing that. The goal of the series is simply to get the credits to roll. We got that, but I may end up going back just simply for a completionist on this particular game. So there are 2 individual game modes on this game, and both of them are truly top tier. And I can only imagine the multiplayer is also top tier, because just simply the gameplay loop here, the gameplay mechanics is just a ton of fun as you're going through it. Like I said, it's very similar to Tetris as far as like your pieces coming down, making your lines and whatnot, but they tweaked it just enough to really create an entirely unique, entirely different game outside of Tetris that I feel like deserves way more attention than what it's getting over here in the stateside. And I really wish we'd see a revival of Tetris Blast or a revival of Bliss here, because I feel like more and more players would get into it now than it potentially did in the 90s. I know personally I'm going to try to track down a copy for my friend so we can actually hook up the link cable with the original Game Boys and have the Tetris Blast in its true original retro fashion here. But overall, fantastic game. If you haven't played it, one of the best puzzle games on the Game Boy. I'd probably give it a 8.5 out of 10. I really did enjoy this game a lot. And another thanks to Hot Wheels 555 for suggesting the game. I felt bad in the past because you've suggested multiple games I haven't given a really high ranking to, but it was just, I guess, because we were waiting for such a fantastic game as Tetris Blast to come around here. So thank you for suggesting what I consider a hidden gem, because I had never even heard of or played Tetris Blast. And I love that it's an entire franchise across the sea here. But thanks again for suggesting a great game. What are your thoughts? Have you played Tetris Blast? Let me know in the comments down below. Is it one of your favorite games? Do you dislike the game? Let me know all your thoughts. And if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Check out my other videos, listed up above. And go out there, find a great game to play. Simply have a great rest of the day.